Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to High School Hoops with your hosts, Steve Collins and Jake Steger.
All right, episode 96 of Coach Unplugged. We're a month away from episode 100. Here's your drum roll. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but we'll figure it out. Episode 100, I think, will have to be just you and I talking. Like, we'll have to have a reflection. There'll be a giveaway. I think I should give a teachhoops.com membership away.
Yeah.
What do you think? We'll think about that. I don't know. We'll see. Eddie needs a new pair of shoes, so I don't know if I'll give one away. We'll see. Before we jump into this episode, let's give a big shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. That's my opinion, but I think it is. Great people. I always tell the story of customer service before they were a sponsor of the podcast. Their customer service is like Apple customer service.
We've talked about it many times.
I know, it's so good, and I'm not lying. Like, I don't lie about that. But anyway, if I like your product, then I endorse it. You know, like Ladder for the one that Arnold Schwarzenegger started with LeBron James. That supplement, it's great. My son wants more of it.
That stuff good?
It's really good, and it's tested. It's like supplements can be really tricky sometimes, but they're going to get a free ad here. I don't care. There you go, Ladder. But anyway, it's LeBron James spends like $1 million a year on his body, something like that. I read. Don't quote me on that. And he started this with Arnold, and it's like there's like a pre-workout, a post-workout, hydration. It's really cool. And they sent me some stuff, and poof, before I tried one of them, and then before the rest of it was gone. Drew had already used it, but
what does Drew think of it? Does he like it?
He loves it, and it's packaged well, and it's it's got the little, it's good. But anyway, so if I don't like the product, I don't endorse it. That's why I'm talking about Ladder, because I like their product. I think it's a good one, and that's why I'm talking about.
Oh, I like the Teach Hoops too, right? That's
why I like Teach Hoops. Go buy Teach Hoops. I was listening to some old podcasts the other day when I was walking, and I said, "Oh, go join Teach Hoops so I can take my wife to a movie." Well, no, I'm not taking my wife to a movie anytime soon, because they say that's like one of the worst things you can do.
That makes sense, because the fabric and it's not
contained, and it's like so. I won't be taking her to a movie, but my son's going to a school that costs a lot of money next year, so. That'd be nice. You could help. We'll call teachhoops.com. The Drew Collins wants to go to Middlebury College Fund. So if you want to help us out, go join teachhoops.com. All right. Episode 96. Go ahead, Coach. Run with it.
We are going to just discuss our summer projects this summer in regards to basketball and just in the coaching world. We're
not going to talk about that. I wanted before we, and again, Jake and I don't talk normally, but so we keep this. So I was going to put a screen porch on the back of my house.
Yeah.
Got quoted. First bid. Guess how much?
How big is your
It was going to be long. It was going to be almost the length of the thing. So I would say, I don't know. I'm trying to guess. Maybe 24 by 12, something like that.
$5,000.
$5,000?
Yeah.
That's the cement slab was $6,000.
Oh, you don't have any cementing either. Oh, that's $15,000.
$76,000 was our first bid.
$1,000
to put a screen porch on.
No way.
That seems expensive, doesn't it? Seem expensive? Seems expensive. Yeah, we're not doing it. Yeah, no.
I thought just getting hardwood floors in our condo right now is expensive, and it was like $10,000.
Oh yeah, 76. No, yeah, it's not happening. Obviously, more than I make in a year. I'm not putting in a screen porch. Yeah, kidding me? No way. So we got some more people coming to give us some other bids. I was expecting about half that, to be honest with you, because you got to put a roof on. You got to. I mean, there's some expenses, but
the problem, you said screen, right? Is there going to have enclosures, like you're going to have windows and stuff?
No, screen, like a cement slab, roof.
So basically, you're not even going to use it in the winter.
No, we're going to use it 3 out of the 4 seasons.
I don't think you should do it.
Oh, I definitely think I should do it because I want to be outside more, and the mosquitoes are what kill you.
Yeah, that is the nice part when you
about screen porch. We have a deck that's huge. At some point, I'll send you a picture of the deck. Deck's huge.
Yeah, it's a nice thing. I love when I'm like on my porch on my Chromebook doing some schoolwork, and you're
not getting bit by the bugs. The problem in Wisconsin is
bugs are the worst, dude.
Yeah, that takes care of the bugs. So we'll see. I'll keep everyone of High School Hoops posted on what happens with this. If you know any contractors in Madison, Wisconsin, let me know. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So that was going to be my summer project. Not happening. But no, really, my summer project is a couple things. Is figuring out what's going to happen this summer, and then making the boys accountable. Is going to be one of my summer projects. I haven't totally figured out how I'm going to do that, but I got to I want to be accountable. I want them to be accountable, and it's a different kind of accountable. It's not like we're having the open gyms that we, or the workouts or all that stuff. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it because every single day I get text messages about, oh, we've changed. I'm a leader of an academy at soccer and I'm part of this and that. And I just, people are saying, oh, we're going to have tryouts in July. Like, I just don't even see us having tryouts in July. People just think that the world is just going to start up again. And I don't think people are really ready for this. Like, I think
the problem is, so here's my example with this. And this is where I think coaches have to think moving forward. If you think about it, Georgia's opening up. They opened up. They basically opened up. They had some rules in, but they opened up. The problem is, when are you going to walk into a movie theater again? When are you going to walk into a restaurant and sit down for 2 hours? It's going to be a while, right? Just because it's open doesn't mean people are going to do it, right? Because, look, hey, great-grandma got sick and died, or I know Johnny's mom got really, really sick, or whatever. All that stuff's going to be out there. I don't think people are going to do it. That's the issue. Sorry, I had a cough. So I think that's the issue that you as coaches have to think about is how are you going to connect with them when, yes, maybe things open up, but maybe things don't open up. So you have to have two plans.
How do you deal with, all right, so you're able to work with 3 or 4 kids at a time, right? In a space. How do you deal with the disgruntled parent that says, I'm not doing that. I'm concerned with the safety of my child. Like, and how do you hold them accountable, or is it really fair to punish that child for not doing it because their parents are concerned about their safety?
This isn't going to the lake house for 2 weeks and not coming to workouts. This is different. And maybe you as the coach don't want to do it. Maybe you're one of the 8. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I bet most people don't go, hey, on their podcasts. Anyway, make sure you subscribe and like. Lots of ways that you can help us out that don't cost you 1 penny. You can subscribe and like and leave a review. We really do appreciate those. Here, you can do that on YouTube. Go over and Cheat Hoops. There's thousands of videos over there. You can use our Amazon link down below, www.teachhoops.com/Amazon. So anytime you do any shopping, especially if you're listening to this over Christmas, we get a small little commission, and it doesn't cost you anything else. Doesn't cost anybody anything other than Amazon, I guess. And then helps us with our hosting fees. And then if you really want to help us out, you come over and join teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I am here to help. I'm here to serve. One of the reasons I got into coaching was help kids, help other players, help coaches. There's no hidden agenda here. We're not playing, but I have been through it. I have coached at every level. I've done those youth tournaments. I've done, won multiple state titles. I know what you're going through. Trust me. And I can help. So let me know in any way if I can do that. And let's get back.
Maybe you're one of the age categories. I'm approaching it. I'm not there yet, but I'm approaching the age category. Maybe you got the age category. Maybe you're diabetic. Maybe you're overweight. Maybe you're having hypertension. Who knows? Something. Maybe you don't want to do it. Well, how are you going to deal with that in terms of your kit? You have some young assistants that can do it. I mean, that's what I think you got to think of, some of those things, of how that interaction is going to happen. That's got to be your summer project. And it can't wait till, like you said, every 2 weeks when they change their mind.
Oh, yeah. And I think for summer projects, it's so hard because I don't think anybody really has a true what's going to happen. And I think the more and more I look at it, it's like, I want to do all these great things and get ready. And then what happens if it doesn't happen? And I could have been doing something else,
Right. I think the unknown is what's making it hard.
It is. And for me, for the younger coaches out there, when you have kids, I have been trying to be more present with my children instead of, all right, I'm going to work on a practice plan or curriculum stuff, or do a teach hoops thing. I could easily right now, instead of spending time with my kids, I could be working on a course for teach hoops, and it's like this.
Study's on a podcast with me, but
but I'm just saying in general, people have those choices,
Yes.
And the hardest thing to make those choices is that you don't know if those choices are going to lead to anything right now. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't envy the coaches that are head coaches right now, wondering what's going on, because, they have to, you as a really successful varsity basketball coach or high school coach in any sport, it's all about the build up before you get there for that season, everything. And that you've won 3 state titles, and you've had a lot of success, and it's all about the build up beforehand. It doesn't just happen. It's not, most seasons aren't like Coach Carter, where some coach comes in and it just happens. It's a huge buildup, and it's been a buildup for a long time,
Right.
And it's still, who are we where are we going to put these guys this year? What offense are we going to run? How are they going to do this? And when you don't have them on the court and you don't have that connection with them, how do you do it? How do you possibly do it? And
I think one of the issues too is you got to plan for everything. Like, I'm going to tell you from both of our standpoints, we're going to spend the summer assuming we're not going to be in front of our kids. If I'm in front of my kids, great. I'll just use the stuff. It will be a supplement. It will be things they can use outside. I got to prepare for both worlds, that I'm going to actually teach my classes with a student 6 feet from me, or I'm going to do this like via Zoom. I have to prepare for both worlds once the school year is. People that think that teachers aren't going to be busy this summer are crazy.
Or if you think that teachers aren't busy now, I'm more tired than I am now than I am in the classroom.
Right.
Because it's just, it's really hard. And I think that coaches are going to start feeling that stress too.
I think so too.
They want to be successful. You don't just take on a job to coach. You want to coach because you have that competitive nature in you.
Right. You want to win. Right. I agree.
Look at Phil Jackson, all those guys. I mean, they just don't do it to hang out with those players. They want to win. They want to win, dude. And you look at MJ, I mean, he wants to win in everything, and I think a lot of us, that's one thing that we all have in common when we listen to this podcast, we interact with each other and teach hoops. we all have that same drive for competitiveness and winning.
Right.
Winning feels good.
It does. And it's much better than losing. Trust me.
Yes.
All right. Anything else on this?
I think we don't really have. I think our summer projects are unknown, and I think that's just the reality.
I think we're going to be circling back to this question once we know more, and then the podcast over the next year is going to change. Jake and I usually do a batch these. We're not batching big numbers because we don't know where it's going. Like, maybe there'll be a vaccine, maybe there'll be a therapeutic, and in 2 months we'll be back to normal. Maybe. I think it's like a 5% chance, but I think maybe
we want to stay. One thing that we value at our podcast is the importance of being relevant at that time.
Right. And that's what we're trying to do. And I know we've probably over COVIDed you people, but we're trying to help is what we're trying to do.
Well, guess what? And we all know this too. When we talked about interviews, is that it's way more than X's and O's. We could talk about you being prepared to run your flex offense. We could do a whole month on the flex offense, but all these other things are in the way before you even start thinking about what your offense is going to be and your hitters and all that stuff. I mean, because that's kind of information we have a plethora of, and it's very easy to get out into you. But this stuff that's relevant and now, it's a lot.
It's a lot. All right. Well, it's our full timeout.
All right. Besides thinking about basketball this summer, what is going to be a summer project for you besides basketball?
I'm going to try to get in better shape. I am going to, which I'm not in bad shape, but I'm trying to get in better shape. And then I'm going to try to take my son fishing this summer. I'm going to try to go to my brother's lake house maybe at some point. Maybe dig out my boat, which has been in storage.
Are you a big fisherman?
I love fishing, but I just don't have enough time to do it.
You ever go on a charter boat?
I have not.
My buddy's dad owns a charter boat on Port Washington. It's pretty awesome. Kid I coached.
Can you social distance and do it?
I don't know. I could find out for you.
Find out for me. That'd be a good graduation present. Him and I go out.
Yeah, you could bring about 4 people. Yeah,
I won't bring anybody. It'd be the two of us. We'd have him and the captain, and I'd pay for the damn boat. Let's go.
Yeah, I could give you the information. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, let me know. That might be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, how about that for high school hoops? All right. See you next week, Coach.
All right. See you later.
All right. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that podcast. Make sure you subscribe and like. Make sure you leave a review down below. We really do appreciate those no matter where you listen. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I know you want to become a better basketball coach. And again, maybe you're done with podcasts, you're going shopping now, go down and click on our Amazon link and do some shopping. We would really appreciate that. All right. Have a great day.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.